The price of seeing clearly. Why deep thinkers feel alone. Have you ever felt like the more aware you become, the more disconnected you feel? As if clarity comes with a cost, that every insight you gain pulls you a little further away from the people around you. You're not imagining it. Throughout history, those who see deeper have often walked alone, not because they wanted to, but because society quietly steps back when faced with a mirror that reflects too much. From the ancient cynics to modern philosophers, from mystics to scientists, those who question the obvious are often met with discomfort, not admiration. But why? Why is it that intellectual depth, unlike physical strength or artistic talent, seems to provoke unease? To understand this, we need to look inward, at how our minds are wired to protect not just our bodies, but our beliefs. When someone walks into a room with more physical power, we may feel admiration. When someone displays beauty or charm, we may feel inspired or even captivated. These qualities impress us, but they don't directly challenge our identity. But intelligence? That's different. Thoughts are personal. Beliefs are sacred. They're not just things we have, they're things we are. So when someone introduces a new perspective, especially one that shakes the foundations of what we believe, it's not just the idea we resist. It's the sense of self we feel slipping away. This phenomenon has a name. Psychologists call it cognitive dissonance, the internal tension we feel when our mental model of reality is threatened. And the more deeply someone sees the world, the more they unknowingly stir this discomfort in others. Not through arrogance, but through clarity. You see, a deep thinker isn't just someone who knows more facts. They're someone who dares to ask the questions others avoid. And that kind of person doesn't just challenge ideas, they challenge comfort. In group settings, this becomes even more apparent. Studies show that people are more threatened by intelligence in social environments than in private one-on-one interactions. Why? Because intelligence threatens status. When someone expresses a deeper thought in front of others, it subtly shifts the power dynamic. It reminds everyone else of what they don't know and what they haven't considered. And rather than respond with curiosity, many respond with resistance. This is why those who seek truth often feel alone. Not because they're antisocial, not because they're elitist, but because their thoughts carry weight in a world that prefers lightness. Think about it. Most everyday conversations hover at the surface. Small talk, trends, opinions passed around like currency. But when someone suddenly introduces a philosophical question about meaning, death, identity, it disrupts the rhythm. It creates a pause, a silence. And in that silence, many feel exposed. They'd rather shift the topic than sit with the discomfort. Not because they're shallow, but because they're human, and humans are wired for psychological safety. Deep questions don't offer that, and so the deeper you go, the smaller your circle becomes. Not by choice, but by necessity. This isn't new. Ancient philosophers knew this feeling well. Diogenes lived in a barrel. Kierkegaard walked alone through Copenhagen. Simone Weil refused comfort in pursuit of truth. Their solitude wasn't weakness, it was the space where their minds could breathe freely. But this doesn't mean that isolation is inevitable. It means that solitude becomes a companion to clarity. That sometimes, in order to see clearly, you must be willing to stand alone. The key is not to reject society, but to find the few who are also searching. To build bridges with those willing to sit in silence, to explore complexity, to embrace the uncomfortable. In a world addicted to noise, deep thinkers are quiet revolutionaries. So if you've ever felt out of place, if you've been told you're too serious, too intense, or that you think too much, know this. You're not broken. You're simply awake in a world that prefers to sleep. And that is a rare kind of strength.